Hi, welcome to Writing with Dev, number 18. It is fantastic to see you. A couple of things that have always kept me going when times are tough are things that keep popping up into my mind. And they work for writing and for life, but writing and life is kind of the same thing. And writing in psychology and therapy is definitely the same thing. It's about creating a narrative that makes sense to you. One of the things I say to myself is that you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Now, I didn't make that up. I don't know where it's from. Feel free to Google it if you like. The point is that there will always be waves. There will be always things and obstacles and things you have to navigate. And you need to find a way to surf. So back to what I keep saying, find the things, be very honest and find what appears to be the barriers between you and your writing. Come to the realization that they're just obstacles, and what you do with obstacles is over, under, through. So don't wait until there's kind of a perfect time. There's not going to be a perfect time. There's always going to be waves, but you do need to learn to surf. Another thing that I say to myself a lot is feelings are not facts. Emotions change. This is just how it is now. And I think that that's a really valuable thing to think about with your writing and how you feel about your writing and towards your writing. So not just about what you have written, but how you feel when you write. Feelings are not facts. Emotions change. This is just how it is now. Also, any time that you spend writing is valuable. So do something today that your future self will thank you for. I can promise you any writing that you do today that you may come out the other end and feel great about it. But if you don't, I guarantee that you will get benefit from it in the future. What I'm going to do today at my house, it's the very end of March here in Melbourne, I am going to plant some bulbs. I've got some yellow, got some white, got some red, got some pink. I'm going to plant some outside, but I'm going to plant some inside as well, because there's a way that you can make tulips grow in vases. Yeah, I know that you didn't think this was going to be a gardening class, but it's all kind of linked. I often at this time of year put some bulbs in. So when in deep dark winter, when the shit is going on and it's cold and it's miserable, I know that out there's something that I can't see under the surface of the earth, just brewing something up beautifully for later. And that's what happens with these. So what I'm going to do with these guys is I'm going to put them in the fridge, not in the freezer and not in the vegetable compartment, because the gases from the other vegetables fuck them up. I'm going to put half of them in the fridge, and I'm going to leave them there for probably 2 months so they have a winter. And then I'm going to put them into some vases. But if you hang around long enough, I promise you I'll video the updates on these making tulips grow in vases. So we'll get back to that a bit later. But I thought that I would like to share that with you, because I think, you know, writing, life, gardening, food, all goes in together for me. So let's start. Our first 5-minute exercise, the prompt is about last night. About last night. And I'm going to put the timer on now. Get cracking. Stop looking at me. About last night. Okay, well done. Fantastic. Next exercise is, I'd like you to write 5 things that you've learnt about someone in your life this week. So it could be you, could be someone you work with, or could be someone that you love. 5 things that you've learnt about someone in your world this week. And we're going to do 5 minutes. Okay, get cracking. Fantastic. Well done. Next 5 minutes, I want you to write around this. When was your last, oh my God, food moment? When was the last time that you ate something and the world changed? When was the last time, or you can do when was the first time? When was the last time or the first time that you ate something and the world changed? Okay, 5 minutes. goodness, I got a bit lost in that one. Okay, the next 5 minutes, I want you to write about this. Anything you want. You listening? All right. The Japanese. The Japanese believe that when you can't sleep, you are awake in somebody else's dream. The Japanese believe that when you can't sleep, it's because you're awake in somebody else's dream. I lived in Japan for, I don't know, about 2 years. I worked there as an English teacher, and it was great fun. It was in my early 20s. You'll find, if you follow me on Instagram and stuff, you'll find some mad photos. So I have a kind of a very complicated and very intense relationship with Japan. They've got some fantastic words. One of my favourite is the word kinage. Kinage means running away wearing somebody else's clothes, which is a nice seg, but let's get back to this. 5 minutes on the Japanese believe when you can't sleep, it's because you're awake in somebody else's dream. Would you like to write a fiction piece about that? Or would you like to write about some other Japanese sayings? Or would you like to write about your own experience of being in other people's dreams, people being in your dreams, or not being able to sleep? And perhaps why? 5 minutes. Two minutes. Great. Terrific. Last 3 minutes of today's session. It is session number 18, and because of the very generous donation of so many of you who are watching, and many of you who are not watching, who've never watched, so many people who can't afford to are getting access to these writing classes. They are people who are a bit povo, people who are isolated, people who don't like gatherings, people with disabilities, carers, so many people. They all want to say a massive thank you to you. So we're at 18. If we can get a few more donations, we'll be at 85. Hop on Catherine.Deveny/classes and check out how to donate if that's your thing, or find a rich person and tell them to donate. And also, just so you know, I do one-on-one classes. If you send me an email, you can email me a question and I may answer it on one of the online classes. But if you'd like to do some work together, sing out, and maybe we can work together. For the last 2 minutes, I'd like you to answer this question. What are you trying to prove to who? What are you trying to prove to who? 2 minutes. Fantastic, we're done for today. It's great that you're joining me. I'm loving doing these. I can't wait to see you again. Thanks for putting your clock on the block, your frock on the block, your cock on the block, your block on the block. Don't forget, it's normal. You can't stop the waves. You just have to learn how to surf. So pull your finger out, get over yourself, and remember that your excuses are bullshit. See ya.